It was a cold evening in New York City. The sky was gray and the wind moved like a whisper carrying secrets. In a tall apartment near Central Park, a man sat by the window, reading an old letter. His name was Daniel. He was quiet, gentle, and deep. A man who didn't talk much, but his silence spoke louder than words. He was 34 years old, worked as a college professor, and lived a simple life. His eyes held stories. His past had pain, but his soul had peace. People in the city knew him as the man who always walked alone, never smiling too wide, never laughing too loud. Then came Clare. Clare was 26, young, beautiful, full of charm. She was bold and wild. Her laughter filled the room. Her red lipstick, her silk dresses, the way she moved, it was like a song. She lived 2 floors below Daniel. She had just moved in, carrying her dreams, secrets, and something else, something broken. She came from a world of lights, fame, noise, and love that never lasted. She had been in many relationships. Each one ended with pain or lies. And now she hid it well behind her smile. Claire met Daniel in the elevator one rainy night. He didn't say much, just nodded. She said hi, but he didn't even meet her eyes. He was holding a book, The Art of Silence. She smiled. She found that interesting. A man who did not chase, who did not flirt, who did not even try to notice her beauty. This was new. Claire felt a strange curiosity. She wanted to know who he was. What was he hiding behind that calm face? The next few days, she watched him. From her window, she saw him water his plants, sit with tea, play piano, write something in a black diary. He never brought anyone home, never answered the phone with joy. Clare, who was used to men giving her attention, was now drawn to a man who gave her none. One evening, she dressed in her most stunning black dress, her eyes deep with makeup, her perfume strong and sweet. She waited by the mailbox until he came down. She dropped her keys on purpose, bent slowly, and looked at him from below her lashes. But Daniel only picked up her keys, handed them back gently, and walked away without a word. That silence, it hit her like a wave. Now it wasn't just curiosity. It became a challenge. She wanted to make him feel something. She wanted to break that silence. She wanted him to look at her, not just look, but really see her. So she started visiting him, once with a book, asking for help with a few words. Another time, she brought cookies, then coffee. She laughed, leaned close, touched his arm lightly. She smiled when she talked, but Daniel remained the same, calm, kind, but distant. He listened. He answered, but his heart was not in it. His silence remained like a wall. And that started to make her angry. How could he not feel anything? Was he cold? Was he broken? Or was he just not interested in her? One night, she made her last move. She wore a long red dress, knocked on his door, said she was lonely, said she needed someone to talk to. He opened the door, let her in. She sat close, her hand brushing against his. The lights were low, the air was soft, and she whispered, "You don't have to be so quiet tonight. You can say whatever you want, or do whatever you feel." Daniel looked at her, deeply. His eyes were calm, too calm. He didn't move, didn't smile. He just said softly, "Why are you doing this?" Claire blinked. "What do you mean? Trying to make me want you, trying to seduce me?" Claire's face turned red. "So now you do notice?" she asked, trying to laugh it off. But Daniel didn't laugh. He just stood and walked toward the window. Silence. Claire stood too. "I'm sorry," she said. I guess I wanted to see if I still matter. I've been in love before, but no one ever stayed. And now you're here, and you don't even care. I guess I was trying to feel something." Daniel turned around. His eyes were soft. "You don't have to try so hard to be seen." Claire's voice shook. "But I want someone to see me, really see me." Daniel said nothing. He handed her a blanket and gently showed her the door. His reply was silence. Claire went home, her heart heavy, her mind spinning. She felt embarrassed, foolish, but also something deeper, confused. That night she cried, not because he rejected her, but because for the first time a man didn't see her as a body, but as a soul. And that silence of his, it was not cold, it was honest, pure. And it showed her something she had never faced before, herself. The next day she didn't go to his door. She didn't try to smile as she went to the mirror and looked at herself. Not her dress, not her lipstick, but her eyes. Her tired, scared, lonely eyes. And for the first time she said out loud, "Who am I when no one is watching?" And that question broke her open. She started writing. She stopped wearing masks. She began therapy. She went out, not to attract, but to heal. She read books, took walks. She grew quiet, like Daniel. But not because she gave up on love, because she was starting to love herself. Claire's beauty began to change. Not her face, but her energy. She became softer, stronger, wiser. She began to glow from something deeper than attention. And Daniel, he noticed, but still, he stayed silent.